Welcome to Harrison Hacks.
Hey guys, welcome back to Harrison Hacks. Today I am releasing the TurboGrafx 16 Classic Edition build. This is for Windows PC as usual. And this one's going to be based off an H drive, but I will show you at the end of the video how to switch it to a different drive letter. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing we're going to want to do is go to the link in the description, and it's going to take you to download the TurboGrafx Classic Edition link.txt. We're going to open up the text file. And you can see here that this is a mega link, so we can just highlight everything just like so, right click, copy, and then you can go ahead and paste that into your web browser and download it from Mega. Now I use the Mega link because they do have limits, but this is well below the daily limit, so you won't have an issue. You download this no problem, and it's only one file. The zip file is 1.05 gigs, and once we extract it, we're looking at 1.36 gigabytes. So pretty small. And you know, a lot of that is actually the video snaps. But with the zip file, we can right click and do extract here with WinRAR or extract here with 7-zip. Then we're going to want to take our TurboGrafx Classic Edition folder, right click, cut. We're going to paste it into the root of our H drive. And there we go. Now we'll open it up and we'll launch the TurboGrafx Classic.exe. So you can see this intro, and there is some sound to it. I have everything muted right now. The intro was actually done by Trees Kill, so I'll leave a link to his YouTube channel in the description. The theme was originally done by davbarc, and then it was modified by Caminiti45. I went ahead and changed it up. The scrolling background that you see, the TurboGrafx console, was done by Ryokai. So I just want to, give a bit of a shout out to everybody for the awesome work that they've done, and I've gone ahead and usually, like I do, I hack it up and put it into my builds. So first thing we're going to want to do here is I'll show you around 97 games total. Some of them are Japanese translated over to English, so I included them. Die Hard is an awesome game. Make sure you check that out. That's one of the translated ones. As well as Knight Rider Special. So make sure you check that out. That one's another English translated one. And as I go through, I'll just show you what I modified in the theme. So you can see here, 1 player, 1 controller. 2 players has the little 2 controller. And not too many of the games are more than 2 players, but the ones that are will say, 3 player, 4 player, and so on. So I'll just go quickly finish the list off, why not? Wonder Boy and Monsterland, that is also the 3rd English translated game from Japanese only. So there's a game there, so 4 players. And we're back at the beginning of Aero Blasters. So the reason why I included every game instead of just cutting it down was they're such small files. I thought, why not include them all, and you guys can go ahead and enjoy them. And if you want to chop down a list, I'll show you in a couple of minutes here to add them to favorites, and you can just use your favorites list if you so choose. So the first thing we're going to want to do is press tab on our keyboard, and we're going to want to go up to controls, press enter, and go all the way up to the back exit. Press enter. So for this one, we're going to I'm using an Xbox 360 controller. I'm going to go down to add input. I'm going to press enter. I'm going to press Y on my Xbox 360 controller. And then I'm going to do my D-pad, so no matter what controller you're using, go to add input, press enter, up. And we'll do that for down, left, right as well. For select, excuse me, we're going to use our start button, so kind of like our run button for TurboGrafx 16. So add input, press start. And next one we're going to want to do is come down to custom 1. So we're going to come all the way down to custom 1. And now we can press our start button on it if we want. Go to add input, press start, and then we're going to use our B button if you're using a 360 controller. Custom 2, we're going to want to use the A button on a 360 controller. And custom 3, we're going to use the back button or select button. There we go. So now we can back out. Now, if you guys are listening to the background, what you're hearing right now is the video snap sound, and that's because your video snaps are there with all of the game descriptions as well. If you want to mute the sound, that's totally fine. What we can do is go up to config, press select, go to sound, press start, and we can turn the movie volume to 0. So there we go. If you want to have an ambient soundtrack, you can use the NES Classic music. We've got SNES Classic music. I'm going to leave mine off. And that's pretty much it for the sound. And now if we wanted to, we could go up to, we did config. So if you do filters and you press the B button, it's going to take you to the favorites. We don't have any favorites. So how do we add favorites? Let's say Bloody Wolf. I'll just press the select button. Bloody Wolf added to favorites. And Blazing Lasers. So I pressed select. Go to filters, press B. And now we just have our favorites showing up. And if you want to remove them from favorites, you can be in here and you can just press select and it'll remove it from favorites. Remove from favorites. And then we can go back to the all list, which is 97 games. The mini snap, if we press B, you can see it pops up on the little hue card, says Classic Edition, and you get your video snaps there as well. And if you want it to be gone, you go back up to mini snap, press B, poof, it's gone. For manuals, if we go here and press select, you can see it looks kind of like the SNES Classic, but on the bottom you can actually go to that website and download PDF versions of the TurboGrafx 16 game manuals. And I'll press B to go back like it says. And that's just going to take us back to the main menu. So before we go and play a game, if you're not using an Xbox 360 controller, what we're going to want to do is config your controls within RetroArch. So we're going to press our Y button to exit out. We're going to go into the RetroArch folder, scroll all the way down till we launch RetroArch. And you'll know right away if your controller is going to be picked up by RetroArch. If you just give it a couple seconds, my controller is automatically picked up. If not, we're going to want to go to the cog settings. We're going to go to input, press enter on your keyboard if your controller isn't working. Now, the menu toggle gamepad combo. So when you're in game, what buttons do you want to use to bring up the RetroArch menu? Now, I like to use L3 and R3. That's what I like to use. If you don't have those options, you can leave it to none, and then F1 on your keyboard will work. Or you can do down L1, R1, Y, or you can do L1, R1 start select, or just start and select. You also have like L3 and R, L and R, none. So I like to use L3 and R3, my two thumbsticks, like buttons, but you can choose any of those that you want. The next thing we're going to want to do is the hotkey binds. So we'll go and press enter. We're going to go start at the bottom. And it's going to say enable hotkeys. I like to use my back button or my select button. So I'll press enter, press select, and then we're going to go all the way up to where it says quit RetroArch, press enter, and I'm going to press down on my D-pad. So it'll be select and down, just like the classic editions if you have them modified with HackG. You can also set shortcuts for save state, load state, whichever you so choose. You know, you can do fast forward. There's a whole bunch of stuff in here that you can do. take a screenshot, you know, volume up, volume down, so on and so forth. Most of the time, if I'm going to set any more keys, it's load state and save state, but totally up to you. So if we go back, we're going to go to user, input user 1 binds, press enter, and then you can set your buttons here to whichever you want to use. It's hard to say without having a different controller what buttons you want to use for what, but basically you could just set your buttons up in here and you're all off and running. Now when we go to exit RetroArch and you have your buttons all configured, just go over to the little RetroArch dude, quit RetroArch, press A, and we're out. So let's go and launch up our TurboGrafx edition one more time. There's a little intro there. I'll just skip it for now. And I'll launch Bonk's Adventure. So press start to launch a game. And there we go. So I press the run button. And on my 360 controller, B is jump and A is head smash. Now if we press select and down, it'll bring us back to the main menu to choose a new game. So that's pretty much it. That gets you up and running for the TurboGrafx 16 Classic Edition. I hope you guys enjoy this. I'm going to show you one more step on how to transfer it to a different drive letter. So I'm going to exit out. And what you'd want to do is take your TurboGrafx 16 folder, copy, and let's say you wanted to put it on your C drive, you would just paste it to your C drive. I'm not going to make you guys watch me copy it over, so I'm just going to pretend like it's on my C drive now. I'll open up the TurboGrafx Classic Edition folder. I'll go into the emulators folder, and in here we're going to open up the NEC TurboGrafx-16.cfg file. Now we're going to want to have Notepad++ installed, so make sure you have Notepad++. Right click on the file, edit with Notepad++. And this is very easy to do. So let's go like this. Let's take the H and the colon, highlight them just like that, then go to search, replace, and we have the H colon there. So let's replace it with whatever drive letter you're putting it on. So I'm going to be using C colon. Replace all. There we go. It did it in 8 spots. So it changed the executable, the ROM path, as well as the box art, cart art, flyer, marquee, snap, and wheel. So everything has changed for us. We would hit save, and now whatever drive letter you're on, it will launch from that drive letter. Now I do not have it on my C drive right now, so it's not going to work for me, but it will work for you. And that's pretty much it for this video. One more thing, wherever you have it installed, if you want to create a shortcut, right click on the exe, create shortcut. Now we have the shortcut. So what I like to do is rename the shortcut to just TurboGrafx Classic. I'll do Edition. Why not? TurboGrafx Classic Edition. And I want to change that icon. So I've included the icon here with the TurboGrafx, so we can hit Properties on the shortcut. Right click, Properties, change icon, browse. And let's go into our TurboGrafx Classic Edition folder. Scroll all the way down till you get to the icon. Click it, press Open, OK, Apply, OK. And then if you want to take that shortcut, paste it on your desktop or wherever you'd like to have the shortcut placed, you can go ahead and do that. And that's pretty much it. And we'll launch it up. Show that cool little intro. I'll skip through it this time. And that's pretty much it. This is the TurboGrafx Classic Edition. I hope you guys really enjoy this. I do want to say thank you very, very much for all of your support. I mean, it's It's helped my channel improve immensely, and I'm only going to get into bigger and better things. So I am truly grateful for everyone's support. So thank you very, very much. I really can't describe how grateful I am, and I'm really hoping to just continue to grow and release, bigger and better things for you guys. So stay tuned for the next build, but most importantly, have a good day.